Okay, this is a little clip I found. Let's just go over it. I've only listened to about 10 seconds and see what they have to say because I'm trying to decipher if this is a quote unquote try to smear campaign or if this is legit.
All right, now to stunning new developments in the trial of Ghislaine Maxwell, a woman identified only by the pseudonym Jane. She says disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein took her to meet Donald Trump in the 1990s when she was just 14. NBC News correspondent for investigations Tom Winter joins us now. Tom, good morning. You've been following this for us, and now you're outside the courthouse again, so it's important to note that that woman did not say Trump acted inappropriately, but have we reached out to the former president? Has he said anything about Wednesday's testimony, and what exactly did she say?
I mean, okay. Have you reached out to the former president? Would he have a statement? Have you reached out to everybody on these flight blogs? Do they have a statement? Or are you just interested in what Trump has to say? Because clearly the young woman, lady, has said nothing happened with Trump. He didn't act inappropriately.
Good morning, Savannah. That's correct. She did not say that the former president acted inappropriately in any way. She also really didn't characterize how that meeting went down, and she wasn't even asked about it. To your question, yes, the NBC News political unit did reach out to the former president and his representatives for any sort of comment. Trump, it came out in the proceedings day's testimony that he was on Jeffrey Epstein's plane, according to Jeffrey Epstein's pilot, and traveled on that plane as well. That's something we had heard about before, but it was the first time somebody has said it in open court. I think it's interesting that the defense is the one that is bringing up all of these associations with celebrity names, former presidents, including former President Bill Clinton. So it's not something that prosecutors are raising. It's something that the defense team has brought up in court in their cross-examination. They've also included Prince Andrew in that, as well as several bold-faced celebrity names. So we'll just have to see if the president has responded, and he hasn't responded.
Okay. Now, you clearly would want a statement from Clinton and everybody else that got on that flight log too, right? Because, I don't know, I've done business deals before, and if someone were to have a guest with them, I don't know if I would be questioning how old they are. Can I see their ID? What's your relationship? Etc., etc. Maybe these days we need to be doing that because of this, because this seems to be an epidemic. But that's just not something people think about. At 14, it's very easy to look grown. And we know that a lot of these men who have money and power like to deal with younger women for whatever reasons, their youth, their beauty, etc., etc. Let's just keep going.
Yet to any of his other previous mentions in court, so we'll be following it closely, Savannah.
Now, Jane testified that she was regularly abused by Epstein and also by Maxwell. Tell us more about what she shared and also how the defense is responding to her testimony.
Right. So yesterday was the bulk of her testimony was focused on cross-examination. The defense attorneys asking her questions, and what they did is what they really telegraphed in their opening statement, Savannah, which is go after the credibility of these witnesses and also their memory. They've really focused on that. They've also talked about payments that some of these women have received. So the questioning was all on those lines, trying to.
Okay, so they're going after credibility, payments, and memory. First of all, memory in cases like this can get completely lost in your brain. Trauma will get filed away somewhere and it's hard to bring it back. Some people don't get any, some people get some can remember it all. Anyway,
Used her prior statements to law enforcement, which were summarized by the FBI in their reports, which are commonly referred to as 302 reports, and compare that to her testimony in court and some of the things that they say happened to her. It's up to the jury, obviously, to determine whether or not that was a successful line of questioning. Savannah.
All right, Tom Winter, thank you so much.
A successful line of questioning. Imagine that. A 14-year-old, a successful line of questioning. You know, this is foul. This is disgusting. I'm going to be saddened because, truth be told, even if they say they're going to, prosecute her and blah, 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 we'll never know if a body is there or not. We'll never know. And I wonder, they didn't seem to tell anything about Trump kicking Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. Funny, it's just funny to me how they definitely want a statement from him. But are they going to go to everybody else for this statement? I hope so. Because clearly, there's a lot of people involved in this. A lot of people out of Hollyweird. And they need to be questioned. Hey, this victim right here, like I said, and I'm going to reiterate, said Trump did nothing inappropriate. So I think you need to be looking for the people who did do things that were inappropriate, because what I know from Trump is that he has been very, very selective in women he deals with. Just saying, through his history. Now, not to say that there hasn't been claims put out against him, but this also happens to a lot of quote-unquote men of means. So that case didn't go anywhere. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out and wonder what's going on here, because at the end of the day, it seems like a complete shit show. They should be focused on the victims, who did the crimes, and what happened. Because you'll never be able to, in these elite circles, they all interact with each other. That doesn't mean that everybody knew what was going on. But if you're clearly on a flight log millions of times and have money transfers, yeah, that's a problem. If the victims are bringing up their names, that's a problem. So, I don't know. Just be very careful if you are going to follow this, if you watch this, because we already know how the media works. With that being said, be safe, be diligent, be aware.